Hi, I'm Christopher Clark, publisher of NACD Directorship Magazine, and this is BoardVision. We're going to chat today about bringing business IQ to compensation plan design, and I'm joined today by Yvonne Chen of Pearl Meyer Partners. Welcome, Yvonne.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Usually companies, when they're going through their incentive plans, usually look at revenue growth, they look at their peer companies, they look at goal to budget. You have a deep belief in bringing business IQ to compensation plans. I have no idea what that means. Can you share with us what you really mean?
Sure. Well, when I think about business IQ, I'm really thinking about two things, and that is one, knowledge of your business model, so you have a competitive business model, and the other is what's your value driver tree. So what are the things that are driving the value that you're creating in your business? So that's really it. I think there are a lot of other things that go along with that, but those are the two main things. And when I think about linking that with incentive plan design, it's not that people aren't talking about business IQ items now. Boards and executives spend a lot of time on it. They just don't talk about business IQ at the same time that they're talking about incentive plan design. And they may be talking about it in the compensation committee and the audit committee or the finance committee, but maybe they're just not talking about it in the same meeting at the same time.
It's not coalesced.
That's right.
Under the umbrella of business IQ, what 4 or 5 things should compensation committees be doing a little differently in terms of bringing business IQ to their coalesced talks and planning?
Well, I can think of 3 things off the top of my head. One, for existing incentive plan designs, take your value driver tree and map the incentive plan against the value driver. So if I'm in an incentive plan that measures EPS, for example, that's really a lagging indicator of success. A lot of other things have to happen before you get down to EPS, and so that's going to be pretty far down on the value tree, or the value chain, if you will. And if I think about that value chain, I'm going to look at, where do I start? Well, I have customers, maybe I have products, I have a margin, and I want to think about my existing incentive plans and what are the metrics and where do they map on that value chain. So that's an understanding of what you have today. Secondly, if I look forward, thinking about future plan design, I'd start with a blank sheet of paper. I mean, most of the time in a plan design review, folks come and they say, well, this is what we have today, what do you think we should do tomorrow? And instead of taking today's plans and tinkering with them, I would start with a blank sheet, and then the first thing is to just put down what are the key points of your future business model. Where are you heading? And then I'll know where I want the incentive plan to head as well. So at that point I can understand whether I should have more of one type of vehicle than another, a growth vehicle as opposed to more of a retention vehicle, what kind of metrics I should be using, how much upside. Does your company looking forward to having a lot more growth than it used to have, and upside then should be different. So all of those incentive plan design things follow what your future business model is going to be.
We're in mid-2014. I want you to think about it's late 2014, early 2015, and we keep talking about performance metrics. Is there anything new on the horizon?
Well, I'm not sure if it's a new metric so much as it's a greater recognition that there is a role for discretion or for discretionary evaluation of performance. So there's a lot of pressure externally for things that are measurable, quantifiable, disclosable, that you can take a formula and just churn it out and get the answer in terms of what your incentive plan should be. But really, running a business is much more complicated than that, and being successful in both a strong economy and a weak economy, or an economy that's just bumping along up and down, really, I think the board of directors and the compensation committee have a responsibility to actually apply some level of discretion. So it may be a discretionary evaluation of performance metrics that are more leading indicators and from the value driver tree. So I can see that happening a little bit more. We're not going to throw out TSR and EPS since it's so popular and really gets a lot of positive check marks from the governance agencies, but I do see a role for discretion.
But I wanted to thank you. Your comments were thoughtful, insightful. Thank you very much, Yvonne.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
On behalf of NACD and Pearl Meyer Partners, I'm Chris Clark, and this is BoardVision.